Got you. And in terms of like breaking into the banking sector, what's your advice for either young professionals or upcoming professionals like to break into the industry in terms of networking? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Sure. Let's talk about young people getting into the banking. Obviously, let me
Yep.
go back to the same thing what my mentor told me. Is that your passion? My advice on that is find that passion for you, especially if it's in the bank. Banking is a great way of opening the doors for you. If you want to get
Yep.
into retail, from the retail, then you have plenty of avenues to go in.
Right.
If you want to make money, commercial, SBA, investment banking, those are the avenues you want to take
Yep.
because the sky's the limit on that. That
Mhm.
means you can start with the six figures salary on the commercial side, and then you can make up to half a million to a $750,000 easily. But that easily means you have to be focused, work hard, you have to be true to yourself. You do not lie. You do not switch and bait and switch the concept that
Yeah.
you say, I'll give you this rate, but when the time comes, I'll give you another. That's not how it
Right.
works. You want to lay out your entire process upfront.
Gotcha.
Let them know the process is tedious, paperwork, a lot of time, frustration. And I remind them that, listen, we are having this loan, for example. I will go through the process with them and give them every spec of about 10 to 15 minutes. I will give them everything and say, listen, if you ever become frustrated, I will remind you of this meeting
Yep.
we had
Right.
that we talked about it and you agreed on that.
Yep.
And I have done it literally many times with these individuals, and they said, okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry about that. You warned us, especially in the government backed guaranteed loan programs.
Yep.
They're very tedious.
Right. Makes sense.
Okay. In the old days, I remember when I had to put a file together, it would be a binder this
Oh,
thick
wow.
would go in.
Yeah.
So thank God. So that's the transformation I've seen, like you were talking about
Right.
earlier,
Yep.
from binder to soft
Two.
copies.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. So there are a lot of good tools out there. So I would tell them is pick what you are passionate about. If you are passionate about, you will be happy. You will have to work hard. And you also talk about the networking. The
Yeah.
networking is very important.
Right.
You want to be face of your company. Doesn't
Mhm.
matter how big or how small.
Right.
In a smaller setting, you can do wonders. In a bigger setting, you can collect all the information and then do a follow up. That is the key for your success. And be persistent. Don't be annoying, be persistent. That
Yeah.
is the key on that. So, as
Right.
long as you are persistent and be respectful, give them your trust, people will follow you regardless. And if you can let them know that, don't guarantee anything because nobody can give guarantee in life on that. But you can assure them that you will do your best to get them across the finish line so they can have the desired result
Got
they're
you.
looking for.
Yep. And were there any groups that helped that you joined professionally in the US? I'm not sure if there's actual groups within the banking sector or in general that really helped propel your career, or was it mostly just from the work that you were doing?
Mostly from work, mostly from
Okay.
chamber of commerces in different areas. There are different cultural groups in the
Yep.
committee, but I have not found a one single banking group where the group of bankers come in. Because
Okay.
if the group
Got
of
you.
bankers come in, it is competitive. Because
Yeah.
if you are just talking to each other, unless you want to give your referrals to each other and say, okay, I have this guy, you can help. But we bankers are very stingy when it comes
Yeah.
to
Makes sense. Yeah. That and it's so
that.
competitive though.
It is
It
very
makes sense.
competitive. So I
Yeah.
guess that's the reason. But yes, I love going to different events and represent myself for the bank I am working, or financial institution I am working, and it's been a fun ride so far.